If you understand exactly everything that's happening inside your cell, you stop the inflammation, you start losing weight easier, your hormones become much better, you fit in your clothes better, your energy is much better, you don't have brain fog anymore. That's exactly what happens when you are avoiding the triggers of inflammation inside your body.
I remember someone said to me, Tiago, I'm taking this supplement here. And then when I saw anti-inflammatory supplement, and then I said, you are focusing on buying this stuff here, but you have no clue the triggers of inflammation. What's causing that inflammation levels to keep increasing every single day inside your body? You have no clue if you don't know exactly what's literally exploding inside your body because you don't understand the root cause of the inflammation that you're having. How do you want to buy a supplement? Expecting that you're going to reduce that inflammation. How do you want to drink a juice expecting that you're going to reduce that inflammation? Thiago, I'm going to eat healthy here, that salad. Yeah, but what's the root cause of that inflammation that's happening inside your body? Like this, like a volcano of inflammatory molecules increases. Zzz. Sooner or later, the bomb explodes. Today, I'm going to tell you exactly what triggers. The first thing that increases inflammation in your body every single day, guess what? Is your age. Aging. Thiago, what do you mean? Are you telling me that just because I'm getting older, I'm automatically increasing inflammation? Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. And that's what, not what I'm saying, it's what already the scientists found out. So, paper published in Nature, the most important review journal, scientific journal, that showing that it was like in 2018, super important paper, showing what we call inflammaging. I want you to understand this, that just because you are getting older, I'm getting older, you're getting older every single year, inflammations are automatically happening, increasing, is increasing. And that's the main reason you don't see people having cancer easily when they are 20, 30, or having heart attack when they are in their 20s. All that, those diseases that people die, they pass away, is because once they're older. Why do you think that's happening? Because the inflammation is already high in their bodies. And why is that? Because many people don't pay attention to the inflammation levels. They keep living life. The inflammation is increasing in silence, in silence, in silence. Once they hit 50, boom, diabetes. Once they hit 60, boom, heart issue. Once they hit 45, boom, really, really, really bad gut issues, terrible gut issues. Once they hit 45, 50, they struggle like crazy to lose weight. Like they just start thinking about, okay, inflammation, I never heard about it, when they're already in the last stage of their issues. So that's why I'm going to tell you, what we already know is just by getting older, because of inflammation, your inflammation is increasing. Tiago, why is that? What's going on inside me every single day? Remember, when you're in your 20s, 30s, your immune system was so strong and so resilient, you had like a lot of resources to kill easily bacteria, viruses, parasites, any microorganism, any bad bacteria. Your immune system was super strong. Young immune system. Remember that every single day, remember, billions of cells every day in your body, they die. They are supposed to die for all the new cells to be created. This regeneration of new cells are crucial in each organ in your body, in your skin, in everywhere. The point is because nowadays, as we are getting older, my body is completely different to 20 years ago. That regeneration of old cells destroyed and then new cell is created. Some of the cells are now not dying for the new ones, new cells to be created. That's what happens. One cell is supposed to die itself to give space for a new cell. For example, cells in my skin. I'm just literally waiting a new cell to be created here. But every single year, while we are getting older, an old cell decides, I will not die. I will be here. in Thiago's body. That's exactly what happens right now inside your body. Many of the old cells that was created, for example, 6 months ago inside your body, today they are supposed to die, but they decided, I will not die. I don't want to die, Maria. GC, Diane, I don't want to die. I'm going to stay here inside of you. And that those cells are in your liver. Those cells are in your gut. Those cells are in your skin. So that's why you are seeing your skin, you are feeling that you're getting older. Your skin is not glowing anymore compared to 20 years ago. That's the reason why today you need to be proactive in taking more action compared to 20 years ago, because that's exactly what's happening. The cells inside your body are deciding not to die anymore, to give space to new cells. And guess what happens? Every single time that cells inside your body stay around, they are literally supposed to die. They don't give that space to new cells. They become zombie cells. What we call zombie cells. What we call senescent cells. They literally, all the particles, it's a node cell. Cells inside, it's in your heart. Those cells are in your brain, in your liver. They're super old already. They don't want to die. And they are literally releasing some particles that is affecting the environment inside your body. It's affecting the other cells, the other healthy cells. Those old cells, they are not healthy anymore. They're like zombie. Guess what happens? Because of this amount of old cells are increasing inside your body, your immune system, it was, when you were 20, it was an easy job for your immune system to cleanse, to kill bad stuff, to kill that zombie cells. It was easy. All your immune system was working out, easy. I just have every single hour, I just have 10 old cells for me to fix it. Every single hour, I just have that amount of bacteria for me to kill it. When you were 20, that's why you made a lot of mistakes and your body didn't show you any sign. It was easy life, easy. You used to drink like crazy, hangover, no problem. You used to smoke. At that day, no issue. No, I'm super young. I'm smoking. I'm drinking here. I'm eating the whole pizza. You never had any problem. Why? Because your immune cells were super strong, killing bacteria. Guess why this is happening? Inflammation. Why the inflammation is increasing? Why is that? Because now there are so many problems, so many old cells, so many zombie cells inside your organs that your immune system is getting tired. It's too much work. Imagine if your boss come to you today and say, Maria, until now, you had to do 5 tasks per day. Now, get this. For you to keep in this job, I'm giving you 50 extra tasks. Guess what would happen with you? You would be super stressed out. You would never handle all the new tasks that your boss asks you to do every single day, right? You couldn't handle. What would happen in your job? You receive more work to do every single day. Now you're accumulating extra work in your role. Sooner or later, what's going to happen? You're going to get fired, or you're going to ask to leave your work. Your work's not done. Everything's accumulated. That's exactly what's happening between your immune cells trying to solve all the problems inside your body and the amount of tasks that they need to do to solve it. That's why inflammation is increasing. That's why you start having a lot of problems when you are getting older. Thiago, so the solution is what? The solution is you need to give all the nutrients to your body, the ideal ones, the ideal amount, and avoid the trigger. Thiago, what's the trigger? The trigger for you to increase inflammation just because of your age is by slowing down age. That's a solution. For you to avoid the trigger, write this down. For me to avoid the trigger of increased inflammation just because of my age, I'm gonna slow down my age. Thiago, is it possible? Of course that's possible. If you are 50, if you're like chronologically, you are 50 years old, but biologically, you can become a 40-year-old woman. Depending on what you are doing every single day. You can literally literally reverse aging. You can slow down and reverse. Because guys, remember, at the end of the day, it's never about your chronological age. Forget it. Some of you are shy. If I ask you, how old are you? You are shy of saying your age. Why is that? That shows me a lack of confidence. That shows me scarcity. That shows me that your mental health is not helping you to have a great body. You are shy of saying your age. That's already a red flag just because of that. And remember, even if you are 50, you can become a 40-year-old woman. Because never about the chronological age. It's all about your biological age. Many people, how many people that you know, you look at the person and say, oh, wow, that person, she's 70. She looks 60. That's incredible. And that's what matters. It's how your body looks like inside and outside, biologically. That's what matters. One day I did an analysis in my body. I'm 36, but my biological age with everything that I do with my body is less than 25. I'm 23, 24 years old guy. And I'm pushing harder because I know that sooner or later, the inflammation is increasing. I need to reverse that as much as I can. You need to do the same. Inflammation is the thing that trigger the inflammation to increase just by getting older. Second thing, write this down. Second thing that trigger inflammation is your emotions. This is a big topic because remember, if your emotions are not strong enough, the inflammation will automatically increase. And then imagine that you are women. You know, I don't need to remind you that the fluctuation of your emotions can be much higher compared to men every single month. The fluctuations, one day you're smiling, another day you are crying all of a sudden you are crying. This is because the emotions are like a roller coaster because of the hormones are like a roller coaster, and that's natural. The fluctuation of hormones is normal. What's not normal is you accepting that your emotions are bad when your hormones are changing. You cannot accept that. Because why is that? Because you can adjust. You can improve that. You can strengthen your emotional state. You need to be aware, okay, this is the roller coaster of my hormones. I'm in the luteal phase, my hormones are like that. Right? I'm in the follicular phase, my hormones are completely different. My estrogen and progesterone are different now. Estrogen is high, progesterone is low. I'm in the time of ovulation. My period is coming. I'm in the menstrual cycle now. My menstruation I just had my menstruation now. So you understand what's going on, but you don't accept that, it's my emotion. I'm really bad. I'm super sad. It's because of my hormones. And then you accept. Biggest mistake that you're doing, you're accepting what life is giving you. Don't accept that because you can change. You can every single day improve that. And that's the second thing is your emotion. Remember, write this down. Your emotional state, your state of mind, pay attention to that. Your state of mind can literally, because of your state of mind, a healthy food that you eat can become a poison. I'm going to repeat, because of the state of mind, your emotional health, a healthy food can become a poison. How many of you, once you felt super stressed out, I'm super stressed out today, the time that your stress is in the peak, you decide to eat. Emotional eating. You want a comfort. You are eating your emotions. The time that your body doesn't want to have the food is when you are having that really bad emotional state. You are in that bad emotional state. Yeah, why is that? Because imagine when you are really sad or stressed out or anxious, like in the peak, and then you decide to eat, it means that two hormones will spike. Your cortisol and your insulin. Both together in high levels for many time. Guess what's going to happen? More belly fat. more inflammation. The inflammation increases when you are spiking those two hormones at the same time. You don't want to spike them at the same time. And guess what's the time that it happens? Is when your emotional state is really bad. Thiago, I'm in my PMS. PMS is happening right now. I'm craving like crazy to have that cake. And then instead of having, for example, one slice of cake, you have 5. Insulin high, cortisol is high. Guess what's going to happen? Inflammation will go to the roof. That's the mistake that I see every single day that many women make. And that's the most important thing that you need to be aware of. Your goal, I don't know if you are ready to listen to this. I don't know if you are mentally ready to hear what I'm going to tell you. I don't know if I say that. I'm going to say. Some of you are not prepared to hear this, but I'm going to say anyway. Every single time that you have a thought, you are ruminating that thought about your boss, a thought that your partner said something about you or something to you, your mom told you something, you are ruminating that thought. Boom, 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 boom. The thought that you're having and ruminating, you are sending signals, electricity to all your body, each cell in your body, including your heart. Your heart, you have around 40,000 neurons in your heart. In each cell in your heart, you have around 5,000 mitochondria. So the energy that your heart is producing is like crazy. So the energy that's spreading because of that movement inside your heart is pumping so hard and for 24/7, like 24 hours. But because of your emotional state and because of your thoughts that you're ruminating, you're affecting a cascade of chemical reactions are happening inside your body. In your heart, in your gut. Guess what's happening? You're literally, guys, that's exactly what we already know in science. That's what's happening. Around you, because of that energy that you're sending to your body's literally creating a magnetic field 3 meters wide. That can be up to 3 meters wide around you. A negative energy. Everything because of your emotional state, and everything started because of that thought. And if you had that bad thought, that negative thought once, and then you literally went to another thought, no problem. Because we always have some negative thoughts. Because all of a sudden, the thought comes. It's all about if you are ruminating the thought or not. Many of you are ruminating. You think about a negative situation, and then you stop thinking. After 10 minutes, you think it again. Thiago, I never noticed that. Yeah, but you are not even paying attention to the thoughts that you're having. You are the observer. You need to observe your thoughts. You need to pay attention to what you are thinking about. If you're even not analyzing your thoughts, you need to level up your mental health, your mindset. Your mindset is still level 1. You need to go to level 2 at least. You're not even observing your thoughts. That's like beginner. You need to level up. Every single day, start analyzing the thoughts that you're having. Why am I thinking like that way? Brain, shut up. I don't want you to think like that. Let me think about another thing. Tiago, why is this important? Why that matters? Because remember, every single time that you're having thoughts, you're increasing your inflammation every single day. Everything that's going on here is creating a cascade of chemical reactions affecting your heart. Why do you think that one situation, a bad situation happened with your son 10 years ago? And then today, when you start talking about that same situation that already happened 10 years ago, you start talking about this problem for someone else, to someone else, and say, yeah, my son, this, that happened, and that accident. And then you start talking, your heart start pumping more. You start having the feeling of the experience that you had 10 years ago that happened. Your body is literally thinking that the situation from 10 years ago is happening right now. You are literally creating all the bad chemical reactions at that moment. So imagine a situation that happened 10 years ago. You are thinking every single day So all the bad chemical reactions that happened only 10 years ago, you are releasing those chemical reactions every single day. Boom, boom, boom. What's happening? Inflammation increases because you are activating your immune cells. You are releasing some inflammatory cytokines that we call inflammatory cytokines. They are molecules that they're supposed to be released only when you have a real threat, a real problem. But no, you are literally releasing, producing chemical reactions unnecessarily just because of the thoughts that you're having. Pay attention. Because of the state of mind that you are having, a healthy food can become poison. Remember this forever. So that's why every single day, starting from today, observe what you're thinking about. Observe your feelings. Tiago, it's because I had a trauma. I really have a trauma that happened in my childhood. My dad did this with me. And I'm 40 years old and I'm traumatized. I'm going to tell you right now, remember this forever. It's time to change the meaning of what happened with you 30 years ago with your dad. By saying this to yourself every single day, you need to reprogram your brain, and this will never, the problem is not be solved in one day. You need to keep feeding, reprogramming your brain every day for you to stop having that trauma, the trauma to be healed. For you to heal yourself, that's step number one that you need to say to yourself, okay, my dad did this with me 30 years ago, and that was what someone did with him. Maybe his dad, mom, my grandmother did this with him. He didn't have the education. It was the best that he could give to me based on the knowledge that he had, based on the wisdom. That was his wisdom, because nobody could give a better wisdom to him. So my dad said that to me, but that was the best that he could say. He was not educated enough. So I will forget this because that was the best that happened, because nobody helped him. So he could not help me. But I'm going to help my children. I'm going to change this pathway. His dad was really brutal with him. He was brutal with the whole family, including myself. I'm going to break that chain, that pathway for the next generation. So I'm going to be completely the opposite, because I learned how to be better. I'm going to teach a different version of a great human being for my children. So you literally change the meaning of what happened, a trauma that happened with you 30 years ago with your dad, or with your mom, or with someone else, your partner, 10 years ago. And then for you to empower yourself even more, because remember, everything is to heal yourself for the inflammation in your body to go down, because this increased inflammation like every second. So I'm telling you what to do for you to strengthen your emotions. So for you to empower yourself even more, to become stronger mentally and emotionally because of the trauma that you had in the past, you will say this to yourself. And besides that, I'm going to use my example to be a testimonial for other women who face the same trauma that I faced in the past. So I'm going to be the example in sharing my experience and saying that it's possible to be healed. It's possible to become better. So I'm going to help other women to feel more empowered as well. So every single time that you stop thinking about yourself for some seconds, and then you start thinking about helping others with the issue that you had in the past, you empower yourself. You are thinking of healing yourself, understand, okay, yeah, my dad, that was the best that he could give. Nobody helped him at that stage. So that's why he could not help me. But I'm going to break that path. I'm going to help my children. I'm going to help all the women who had the same experience, bad experience. So you are literally healing. You are reprogramming your brain. You need to keep feeding your brain with that information every single day, because you are feeding your brain with a bad and negative information for 10 years. Thinking about the trauma that you had for 10 years. So now it's time to reverse that, give a different programming to your brain, for your brain to start absorbing, Thiago, how long this will take? That can take months. But don't think about the long term. Thinking about what do I need to do today to heal my emotions, to heal my trauma, to reduce inflammation in my body. What's the task that I should do today? I will not think about 6 months from now. I'm going to think about today, my task. What my partner cheated on me 5 years ago. I'm going to change the meaning of that. I'm going to empower other women to avoid making some mistakes. I'm going to study about that for me to share and to be a testimonial of now I became a stronger woman after that situation. So you are literally empowering yourself, but every single day you need to feed inside your brain this information, every single day. And slowly, the inflammation starts decreasing. Why? Because all your nervous system, you are quieting your nervous system. You are avoiding bad chemical reactions to be released. Cytokines to be released because your thoughts are different thoughts. Did you guys get that? Guys, remember, your emotions play a big role in your inflammation levels. Your emotions are, we make really bad choices in life because our emotional state. So we need to constantly strengthen our emotional state. You and me, all of us, emotional state should be like stronger every single day. Every single day. We need to keep feeding strength. It's like a muscle. How do you grow your muscle? By training the muscle. How do you strengthen your emotional state? By training your emotional state, your emotional health. That's the reason why you need to prioritize this, because that's step number one. Step number one for you to reduce inflammation. Third thing that increases inflammation, Thiago, was it number 3 that triggers inflammation? Tell me. Weight gain. Thiago, hold on. Are you saying to me that just because I gained weight, my inflammation is already higher? Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. Why is that? Pay attention to that. Understand how your body works. When you are gaining more weight, you are gaining more visceral fat. White fat cells are bigger. White fat cells are bigger. The fat tissues are bigger. Every single time that the fat tissues are bigger, you are increasing what we call NF-kappa B. NF-kappa B is a protein that is responsible to send signals to your body and say, body, it's time to increase inflammation, to release cytokines. This NF-kappa B increase in amount every single time that you have more fat, more visceral fat, more white fat cells. So you're literally releasing slowly more inflammatory molecules, daily, just because you're overweight. And that's the reason why your priority to reduce inflammation, to avoid the trigger, is constantly focusing on being in a healthy weight. Healthy weight. Thiago, my weight overall is, I'm in the health range. But I have a little bit like subcutaneous fat here in my belly. You need to first pay attention if what you have here in your midsection is visceral fat or subcutaneous fat. Because visceral fat is the real problem. Subcutaneous fat is not the big problem. If you have a little bit, it's just uncomfortable visually, you need to be aware, okay, this specific fat here, that's not necessarily the problem for me. I need to be careful with the visceral fat. The stomach, that area is bigger like that, like going forward. If that's visceral fat, inflammation is getting higher. That you need to be aware of. Remember, paper published in 2022, like 2 years ago, showing what happens when you accumulate fat cells. Every single time that you have more fat, any part in your body, you are increasing that NF-kappa B. This is a protein that is a regulator. The NF-kappa B can regulate the amount of cytokines, of inflammatory molecules that will be released in your body. So that's why your goal is to constantly focus on losing weight and stay in a good range. That's why. Number 3. Thiago, number 4, that triggers inflammation. What else? Another thing that triggers inflammation is what? Hormonal imbalance. Imagine, one of the reasons why your inflammation can be even higher when you are in postmenopause, your inflammation can go higher because you're in postmenopause, is because of what? Because 3 hormones that if they are imbalanced, you can increase more inflammation. 3 hormones. your cortisol. And guess what happens when you are in postmenopause? When you don't take action, when you don't do anything about it, when you just focus on eating less, moving more, and then you just, okay, I'm going to eat more salad. You just go to this basic stuff. I'm going to just eat less calories. You just go to the basics, and you're not prioritizing, optimizing your hormones. Your estrogen goes down, your cortisol goes up, your insulin can goes up, and these hormone imbalance, because of those three hormones, the inflammation is increasing. Because imagine, every single time that you are having more insulin resistance, your insulin hormone is not working correctly, and then you have more sugar in your bloodstream. Your insulin is why, Tiago, why is that? The first thing, besides how you are eating, you need to be aware that what? As you're getting older, your pancreas is also getting older. The cells in your pancreas, you need to be proactive to strengthen your pancreas. Why is that, Tiago? Because your pancreas is responsible to release insulin hormone to get the sugar that you have inside your bloodstream and put the sugar inside the cells. Say, cells, accept this sugar here. This mechanism should work really well. Because every single time that you have more sugar around, the sugar is not getting the cell, inflammation can increase. We can never let the sugar, the glucose be around outside the cell. And who is responsible to do this? Your insulin. But you need to strengthen your pancreas. And besides that, your priority number one, to start healing your pancreas, to reduce inflammation, everything, to control your insulin, is what? Is making sure that you're not giving a lot of glucose and sugar throughout the day to your body. For your pancreas to keep overworking, working like crazy. 9 p.m., you are eating. 9 p.m., you're still eating. Ah, Tiago, but it was just like that small of a crunchy stuff. But you ate. You activated all the cascade of your digestive system just because of one micro piece of food. It didn't matter that was that small, but you activated at the wrong time. You are literally putting overwork to your intestine. Overwork. 9 p.m. is time for them to rest. Your pancreas wants to rest. Please, I need rest. For me to heal myself, Maria, because you are in postmenopause, I need the time break. 9 p.m., I don't want to work. And then you put, no, it was just like a nut. A nut? It's going to take hours to digest that nuts. And then you eat at 9 p.m. You are asking your body to increase inflammation because you're spiking your insulin wrong time. You're disturbing your sleep. Because while you are trying to sleep, your brain is trying to rest and to absorb all the information while you are sleeping. When you go to delta brain waves, and when you go to REM, rapid eye movements, when you are literally in REM, in the REM cycle, your brain is getting all the information in your sleep, regenerating, cleansing, detoxifying while you are sleeping. But you put your pancreas to work, your small intestine to work, even your colon to work. What are you doing? You're asking, give me more information. That's what you're asking to your body. Eating foods at the wrong time. That's the biggest mistake that I see when someone asks me, how can I reduce inflammation? That's why I'm telling you, hormones should be more balanced, and you need to focus on the cortisol. Remember what I told you about the emotional state? Emotional state increases cortisol. Cortisol is high for too long, more inflammation, because you're creating hormone imbalance. The thoughts that you're having, one single thought is affecting your gut, is affecting all your organs, and especially which organ? Adrenal glands. All the part of my brain that's activated. Pituitary gland. You are literally asking your adrenal glands to release more what? Adrenaline and cortisol at the wrong time. So that's why hormones imbalanced, hormones that are imbalanced increase inflammation. That's another trigger. Another thing that trigger inflammation is when your organs are weak. Pay attention to that. It's another one. Your hormones are weak. Who here was yesterday and 2 days ago when I explained exactly what happens in your liver? To detoxify toxins, one of the things that increase inflammation is when your body is struggling to detoxify toxins. You put deodorant. Deodorant here, aluminum, aluminum. You use a pen, aluminum. You have sushi, and the guys never pay attention to the fish quality. Mercury. So you're accumulating heavy metals. You drink your water, no filtered water. You don't drink filtered water. You drink tap water. You are eating in restaurants. You have no clue how the guy is cooking that food. So you are eating more microplastics. It's crazy. One day when I saw a research showing the amount of microplastics that we consume, you would go crazy. You have no idea. So remember, it's never about what's happening outside our body. It's all about how our body inside is handling all that issue that the planet is causing in our body. The radiation, guys, the amount of radiation that we are having is crazy. Right now, my cells, all my cells here, my brain, outside the school, I have a lot of electromagnetic field happening. Why? Because right now I'm in gamma brainwave. My brain at that stage is in gamma. We call gamma. Delta is the deepest one when I'm sleeping. I'm right now, because I'm super aware, my brainwave right now is like this. I'm releasing so much energy because of my brain is going crazy right now. My performance is really high right now. Outside my school, if you get a machine, you can see how strong is the electromagnetic field here around my school. But imagine right now, I'm here close to my phone. There is a laptop here. There is a camera here next to me. I have a charger next to me. The amount of bad radiation that I'm close to, this is intoxicating my body. That's exactly what's happening with you when you are close to your phone, when you are working your laptop. That's another reason why we need to make sure that our liver is working properly. Our cells in each body, or in each part of our body, small intestine, colon, skin, our skin, the biggest organ, should work really, really well, because the intoxication of radiation is huge. Intoxication of microplastics, microorganisms, synthetic hormones that we find in foods is literally intoxicating us like crazy. We need to be aware of what? Strengthen each organ to detoxify that quickly. Tiago, which ones are the most important? Your liver. I explained exactly how to treat your liver, especially if you have fatty liver. Your kidney, your small intestine, and even your skin as well. The skin is super important. When you are sweating, you are literally getting rid of toxins when you are sweating. Someone asked, what about high ferritin? Remember, high ferritin, that can be because of the foods that you are eating. When the ferritin is high, red flag for you, it means that the inflammation can be higher. One of the markers in your blood test that your inflammation is high is when the ferritin is high. Besides this, high ferritin create more what? Dysbiosis. This always destroy your gut microbiome. You always have more dysbiosis when you're consuming too much iron, for example. But ferritin that's high, not necessarily because you're consuming iron like crazy. That can be because of the inflammation is high. Red flag, it's super important you focus on reduce that inflammation. In my program, I teach step by step, by phases in my program, how to reduce the inflammation, because that's priority. Priority. All of you needs to focus on the root cause of the problem, your inflammation levels. Okay? Cool. Someone asked, when it's best to have medications before food or any other time? Medications, I need to know which medication. Remember, when we are talking about medication, there is always interference with some supplements. If you're taking supplements, that can interfere. But it's all about, the interference can be more about the effect of the medication. By the way, you need to be aware who told you the quality of the doctor. You went to a GP that's always like asking to retire quickly, or did you go to a great doctor studying everything, including food, including supplements? A great doctor that's a holistic doctor. Who did you listen to? Be careful which professionals that you listen to. If you go to a doctor that is studying everything. Holistic approach, guys. Include your emotions, include your mitochondria, include your gut microbiome, including your inflammation. If your doctor is not talking about inflammation, red flag. Be careful which doctor that you are listening. Okay, is this medication? Many clients, when join our program, when we see the medication, some people we see, this doctor like gave at the wrong timing. The person had to fix her nutrition first to reduce the inflammation. Then the doctor gave a really like a bomb, a medication that looks like a bomb to her gut, destroying her gut microbiome at the wrong timing. Many people don't pay attention to that. I want to give you one advice to plant the seed inside your brain to release awareness in your spiritual health. Because spiritual health is everything. We are spiritual beings. It doesn't matter if I'm talking about physical body, if I don't talk about spiritual body, because we are spiritual beings. Get this. Planting the seed inside your brain now. First Peter, in the Bible, you find a book called 1 Peter 5:7 that says, cast all your anxieties on him because he cares for you. Repeating again, cast all your anxieties on him because he cares for you. So every single day when I wake up, I don't talk to anybody. I don't want to talk to anybody. Nobody. None of my family. I want to wake up, straight away I go to the window, I get that sunlight, and I have a conversation with God, say, God, all my day, I give all my day to you. I give all my anxiety to you. Any stressful situation that can happen, help me to handle that as best as possible. I always start my day giving that. All my issues, all my problems, I present to God, and then I start the day crushing it. Because that's the way for you to strengthen your spiritual health. Physical health is never strong enough if the spiritual health is not strong enough. Emotional health is never strong enough when the spiritual health is weak. Feed all of the areas inside your body. Feed all the areas. That's crucial. Cool?